Oh, yeah, y'all. It's the one and only Ricardo Estevez coming to you tonight to show the epic, and I mean epic, masterpiece by Andy Milligan, Sangre. But as you know, in English, that means blood. And we're off to the races as Rosie says, bring the tampons. It's going to be bloody. That's correct. Absolutely. But yeah, Juno's eating dinner, so he said he'd be out for a little bit. Kenny um supposed to join us as well, but he's not here either. So y'all are gonna have to suffer with me for a while. That is, we've got Rosie Chester and P. Rich was around here somewhere. So yep. Uh, so that's who we got so far. Ah, and Mr. Dan. Hey, Mr. Dan. I'm going to try. Oh, you're welcome, Jim. I feel bad because I really, I want to invite you to these things, but sometimes I think you're pretty busy, or whatever. So don't think that I don't, you know, do not invite you. You're fucking welcome anytime. If you say, "Hey, I want to be on your fucking show," then of course. So, you know, but you know, Juno and I appreciate it, and stuff, and as always. But I also want you to, feel welcome to like anytime if you say, "Hey, I'm interested in this movie. I want to join you." Just feel free. I mean, Kenny isn't even here. He's probably eating a hoagie or something, and guzzling a fucking 2 liter of soda, or looking at some yam porn on his computer or something. So hopefully he shows. Juno, he's just eating some dinner and stuff. So, but I figured I'd go ahead and just get this started and, you know, talk some bullshit, or whatever. But it's always a pleasure, to hang with you guys and stuff. And, I always appreciate seeing Mr. Dan around and stuff and him showing up and everything. So, yeah, that's wherever the wind takes us, for we are brave warriors on this um, chocolate, seven seas of cheese or whatever the fuck that Primus record was called. Oh, wait.
Hey, Texas.
It's Mr. Yam Flyer himself. Kenny!
Oh, buddy.
Oh, not much. Just trying to keep everybody entertained. Juno is out eating dinner right now, or
Yeah,
eating dinner.
I just finished up a tuna fish sandwich.
Oh, and I told everybody, I said you were probably eating a hoagie. So there you go.
There you go.
That's the way to do it. Excellent. Tuna sandwich.
No, tuna fish hoagie with extra onions and extra hot peppers on the top. Let the
Huh?
let let the peppers drizzle down to that tuna fish. Ah, chef's
We,
kiss.
are we talking ghost peppers? Or are we talking jalapenos? What are we talking? What are we talking?
Uh, well, since I'm a wussy from Philly, it'll be the little bell peppers, the yellow bell peppers you put on hoagies.
Yeah, we call those what do we call them? Banana peppers.
Yeah, banana peppers.
Yeah, did I say ghost pepper? I didn't mean
Yeah,
to
you
say
did say
ghost.
ghost peppers
Oh,
or
I didn't mean
laughing
to
it.
say that. I actually meant to say banana peppers.
Yeah, banana peppers. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I like the hot banana peppers on them.
yeah, those are great on tuna sandwiches. Yes. So probably later in the week, I might get some Subway and get that. or something, you know.
Or you know what? Go. I'm telling you, because it'll be a lot cheaper for you. Go to Walmart and get a nice hoagie roll, like a Italian bread hoagie
Mhm.
roll. Cut it, and then just get a tomato and shredded lettuce in there. And you have tuna at home. Make a nice tuna, and then put the peppers on there, and then just put it in there for like 6 hours. Like make it at lunchtime, and then when
Right.
you're when you're ready for a movie and a Pepsi at night, put that in. Everything will be like nice and drizzled down. Oh, it's so good.
All right, kids, that was your hoagie tuna hoagie recipe with Kenny.
Yeah,
I'm a sponsor, you know, for
there you go.
cooking with Kenny. You know,
Yeah, I went to culinary school for 6 years, so that's the only thing I know how to do.
yes,
Cook,
chef.
cook and eat.
There we go.
And Pepsi, not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor, no, because all you wanted was a Pepsi. You know, so there you go.
Yep.
And another like Pepsi product, not a sponsor, but Lay's. Get
Oh,
Lay's
I
with
love
Lay's.
Lay's.
There you go.
I like the barbecued corn chips. The
Ah,
Lay's
yes.
barbecue. Oh yeah.
But have you ever had Frito pie, Kenny?
Yeah. You had brought that up before, and I tried it after you got done. With chili and then Fritos on the bottom and cheese, and then dump hot chili on top of it.
And
It was
onions. You got to have onions in that
oh
fucker
okay.
too.
I have onions and everything.
Good, good, good. You know, if you don't have onions in your chili or cheese, you know it's the gulag for
Hmm.
yeah. But yeah, I'm just gonna let everybody in on tonight we have another classic from the dungeon of Andy Milligan, Blood.
Blood.
Or he has another movie called Legacy of Blood, but we haven't gotten as far as the legacy. We're just the plain old blood on this one. But we did get to Carnage last week.
I
That was
watched that. I watched that later in the week with you guys.
Oh, okay.
That was interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. The plot runs a little, or the movie runs a little long on that one, but it is kind of funny. But yeah, this one is another one of his lovely period pieces. And on the poster here, it says "Sickening horror to haunt your nightmares, Blood." A traditional Gothic horror makes this film unsuitable for children, and some scenes may be disturbing to some members of the public. It says a spine chiller and dripping blood color. So there we go, And it looks like Juno is in the fucking house. Yep,
Hey,
Juno's in the
Hey,
house.
Juno.
hey, Texas Academy.
Let me see if this little book that came with the thing. I love the cover of this because it looks just like you're reading a fucking fairy tale or a romance novel.
Hmm.
Andy Milligan's Venom. So that's kind of neat. And it also says in blood dripping color at the bottom of it. But I want to see what it says about blood, if anything, in here. Oh, there's also Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Blood, but I don't believe that's on the disc itself or on this thing. There's Legacy of Blood and House of Seven Bells, which was one of the ones that was recovered, or at least parts of it, on the documentary box. This is pretty interesting. It's funny because they show a thing on 42nd Street or something. The Apollo Theater, first New York showing. Let's say Double Terror, Axing and Burning, Legacy of Blood, Death is His Religion, Blood His Lust, Guru, the Mad Monk. And then what's funny is right next to it, it says, this thriller will haunt you all night long, not just on Halloween. But I guess they're actually showing Halloween there, but it says with Dr. Black and Mr. Hyde. So that would be a good one as well. Well, it's somewhere. This book doesn't really have a fucking table of contents, unfortunately. So let me go through it, see if one more time and see if I can find it. Also, The Man with Two Heads, which that looks good, you know. Oh,
Is that
there's
the one with Rosie Greer?
No, that's The Thing with Two Heads, I believe.
Oh.
But there is one movie of his I want to see that's not on the box set, you know, called The Weirdo. I've heard really good things about that. But there was also something here called The Bitch, and I guess that is not the Joan Collins movie of the same name, which they used to show The Bitch all the time on Showtime back in the 80s. Okay, here we go. There's something about it here. Okay, yeah. Here it says, next week, come to the tersely titled but delirious Blood, one of Milligan's most enjoyable, bizarre creations. It was shot in the summer of 1972, and the producer this time was Walter Kent. A minnow in the production waters compared to sharks like Michigan or Balsam. This film is a magnificent showcase for Hope Stansbury, who excels as Regina, a haughty and paranoid vampirist. But then all the roles are strikingly filled out. Alan Barrett is a constant delight as lycanthrope Lawrence Orlovsky, although sadly he seems to have played under a pseudonym, so his real identity is unknown. Patricia Gall as Carrie, the maidservant, catches just the right cadences for Milligan's bitchy dialogue in her first screen role, presaging a patchy film and career, and 6 years married to Jeff Goldblum, whom she divorced in 1986. Pamela Anthony, Adams, who plays Prudence Towers, the kind-hearted secretary to the evil Mr. Root. And it says, took the role during a short break in her touring theater engagements as Sandy in Grease, opposite Taxi's Jeff Conway as Danny. Michael Fischetti, who plays legless manservant Orlando, was a stage actor and director who ran the South Street Theater at 424 West 42nd Street. Previously, the Tom, a bijou gay porn cinema, which turned to legit theater in the mid-70s before folding in the 80s. Kudos to Eve Crosby, who plays Weird Crone Petra. She perhaps came to Milligan's attention as the mother on Georgie Porgy, George Bernice's off-Broadway play about a man's stored relationship with his wife, his male lovers, and his mother, who played the Village Arena in June 1971. Crosby had previously made the papers after finding $5,000 cash and $42K in checks in a Madison Avenue phone box. Her decision to hand it over to the Daily News, who reunited the frantic owner with his missing moolah, led to a spate of headlines championing her honesty. Well, yeah. And then it says pretty much some other shit that Milligan was pretty upbeat about the film. It's some other bullshit. And then it says it went out on a double bill with porn maestro Gerald Dominino's Legacy of Satan, distributed by Bryanston, a notorious mob-run company that would score a massive hit the following year with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then it says Milligan told Jimmy McDonough that he made the film for $20,000 and sold it to Bryanston for twice that amount. And when they were slow to pay up, he went to their offices and raised a ruckus until they did so. If that's true, he was lucky to get out alive. And I agree with that. So yeah, there you go. There's some info on blood, and that's interesting that he fucking sold that movie to Bryanston, because that's what Toby Hooper and a few people did with Texas Chainsaw Massacre back in the day, because they figured, they could make a mint out of it. And it did make a mint in New York, but then they kind of fucked everybody over on that movie by not paying up. It took them years to actually get the money back for that movie. And so Alan has, entered the chat and stuff. Good. I'm glad they're beating the Dodgers. Fuck the Dodgers. And we have Russell Madison in the house.
Hey, Russell.
Well, I don't know about an uncut sinful dwarf. Sounds a little, I don't need to be talking about uncut or cut or whatever. I'm, not part of that ilk, But this runs about an hour, 8 minutes. It's kind of a short one. We'll start it in a few minutes. The link, of course, is in the chat floating around. And how was your day, Kenny?
It was pretty darn good. Gotta admit, just got done a stream with my friends and you and Juno for the first time together. So it was really good.
Our second time together, I think, or maybe was it Juno's first time? I don't know.
Yeah, it was Juno's first time.
My first time.
Oh, okay. Shit, I thought you'd have been on there before. So then this makes my third appearance. I feel like I'm a regular on like Johnny Carson or something. It's
you are.
Good. Oh, thank you.
We love having you on there because you know a lot of stuff. And you know what? When you brought up that Rancho movie, all three of us wrote it down. So that will be watched before the next show, no doubt.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Rancho
fucking Deluxe. It's a great fucking movie. Jeff Bridges and Sam Waterston, early fucking Sam Waterston. So yeah, Chester, write this down. You're gonna love it. It's from 1974, I think I said.
Yeah, we always learn something.
Yeah.
We always learn something new with having you on. Believe me.
So yeah, it was. I thought our choices were really good. I just always have to throw shit in the mix that because I don't want to. Franchise something or whatever,
Yeah. Because that's why it's hard, especially when you got 5 people and that's why I try to think outside the box a little bit,
Right.
How was school, Juno?
It was good.
Yeah.
I was trying to get here through the rain.
We're supposed to get deuced with rain the next 3 days.
Oh, we've been hit with rain since I think Sunday. So
yeah, so we're going. The East Coast now gets all that stuff now because I think it's supposed to rain until Sunday.
Y'all getting bamboozled. Oh man, how far are you from Lancaster, or however the fuck they say it up
about
there?
3 hours. I am literally 10 minutes from Philadelphia, Center City.
Right.
And then because I am in what they call the suburbs. When I got here a couple years ago, the suburbs, you can go down 4 streets and go in 6 different communities. And it's just like
Right.
it just like blows your mind. And it's like one side of the street is one thing, and then the other side of the street's another county. And I'm like, this is stupid. Even
Well,
how they have their mail locked in.
right.
You know, it's weird. It's just weird.
Well, it's like I don't know how far Freda is from you, but that's where somebody I know lives, and she said she's not too far from Lancaster, maybe about the same or whatever.
Yeah, that's up the other. That's up in the west side. I am east.
Okay, yeah, because she's near Amish country and all that shit.
Yeah, that's a ride if I want to get up there.
Well, maybe when I get up there, we can meet you halfway or some shit. Do something.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, like Milli Vanilli lip sync. Blame it on the right. Yeah, there you go.
I love Milli Vanilli. I don't care who sang the songs. The songs are still, as the kids say, right? A banger.
The thing that's fucked up is that motherfucking guy
got away with it.
Well, but I mean, he wasn't just behind, Milli Vanilli. He was behind
70s groups too.
Silver Convention. Remember with Fly Robin Fly? He was behind them. There was this French or supposed French punk singer named Plastique Patron. He had a really good album called Copain pour moi, which means this life's for me. And it's a fucking, great record. But I heard that he was sort of behind that thing as well. But there's some, crazy stuff. Yeah, Yamish Paradise. That is definitely where you go. Especially for the Yam King, the Yamish Paradise.
Yamish Paradise.
But sometimes Juno he'll belt out a song or whatever, and so oh shit, Kenny just jumped the shark, I'll wait till he gets back, what the fuck happened, Chester, did you kick Kenny off? I'm kidding, Chester. So just Lamish Paradise. Be more like Lambish Paradise. You see these guys and they're, slaughtering the lambs. There he is.
Somebody in the comments and it just booted me out. So that's weird.
I said it might have been Chester. Andy Millie Vanilligan. There you go. That's a good one. Well, what I was going to say before you were so rudely knocked off by whatever, celestial force or whatever the fuck it was. Sometimes Juno, has a tendency to break out in song, usually on his own things, and stuff. Yeah, I know Ashton would have blamed you. Well, we'll just blame Ashton and his invisible van that hasn't shown up tonight. But since I was talking about Plastic Bertrand, and there was the hit single of Copain pour moi, which, like I said, means this life's for me. So I'll just say Copain pour moi, Copain pour moi. See, that's all you'll get because I don't have the instruments, and stuff. So I'm trying to give Juno a run for his money, and he's just looking at me like, "What the fuck?" But Brooke Scarlett, also known as Brooke Sauce, has, she's jumped into the chat here. It's good to see you as always, Brooke.
Hey,
And stuff. I actually share a birthday with her son and stuff.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yes, Russell, I have said that this film is not long. So, just hold your fucking horses till we get it started. But yeah, Brooke, we were just talking about Ashton kicking Kenny off the stream, and he's not here, but his demonic magic, that has done that stuff. Yeah, he wants a timestamp for the movie that hasn't started yet. No, we will start this momentarily. It just, it's good to have Kenny along for the ride, and I know Jim's pretty busy. I would have liked to have him on, and then Sean he disappears hanging with his wife and everything. Lori, she's a real nice lady, and
Yeah.
Sean's a good dude, so and Mr. Dan came in and gave his greetings and salutations, which is always cool and stuff. But yeah, you guys, there's a link. Okay, Russell says his film is locked and loaded, and I've got my DVD set up, and
also, guys, if you can't find it, it's on Fossum.
Oh, it is. Oh,
yeah, it is on Fossum, because that's how I'm watching it. I got it all locked and ready.
Fossum is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
I've never really watched that. I've watched shit on like Pluto and a few others, but their interface is just shit to me. I can't stand those channels.
I'm not a big fan of Fossum, but if it's not on Tubi, usually it's on Fossum.
And the original, or no, not so original Doctor Who, but original name Tom Baker, who is no relation to the Tom Baker, has entered the chat. Yes, it is bloody good, at least in my opinion. I mean, it's a Milligan movie. We can't. He's an acquired taste, but I'm trying to get people to acquire that taste. To like Andy Milligan. So, oh my God, I had a run-in with someone who, I got to keep this as discreet as possible, but Juno and I were on a stream, and the host, at the end, after we were done, she asked us what we were doing in the coming week. And, and so I said, well, I don't remember what fucking movie it was. I think it was the second one I did. It might have been Seeds. So I said, yeah, I'm going to do Seeds by Andy Milligan. And she's like, oh, I never heard about that. And I described it, but I also described, I said, well, he seems to have been a huge influence on John Waters' early work. And she's like, oh, I love John Waters. Well, this other person, and I use that term loosely, as soon as I mention the name John Waters, he goes, ew. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And Juno's like looking like, what the fuck? And he goes, oh, I hate John Waters. I've seen Pink Flamingos. And I'm just like, okay, like I give a fuck, as usual, And he's like, I mean, well, I suppose he's not that bad. I mean, I like Serial Mom. And I said, yeah, of course, because you're diving into the more commercial movies. I said, at least you did watch, Pink Flamingos, but I mean, just to flat out just go, ew, I go, God damn, I was thinking how childish,
Mhm.
just, so fucking rude. And so Juno and I haven't done anything, with any, said person. Not that we have anything against, that said person, but the other person, nah, like fuck that dude,
Yeah.
But
I don't know if you heard me earlier, Texas. He turns 80 tomorrow, John Waters.
yeah, that's great. Also, today I couldn't believe it. It's been 10 years since Prince passed away, man.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's a long deal,
Yeah. Gino doesn't remember this, but us Gen Xers, Texas, you either liked Prince or Michael Jackson. You couldn't like either, together.
Oh, well, that was like, that's equating like the punks and the metalheads, before the whole crossover, thrash
Yeah.
thing happened, oh man.
I just remember being in high school. You like Prince or Michael Jackson? I liked both of them, but I preferred Michael Jackson because I grew up with Michael Jackson. As a little, he was a little kid when I was a little kid, so it just seemed like, oh, Michael.
When I was in high school, not a lot of people seemed to like Prince except for when 1999 came out.
Yeah.
And everybody was, really into like Little Red Corvette and stuff and always laughing about the Trojans line and shit like that. And I'm just like, God, what the fuck? Like, whatever,
Yeah, I was in elementary school when that was, so that just all that went over my head. It wasn't until high school when everything.
But I mean, I was there, listen. I mean, even though I was listening to like, hardcore, and stuff like that. I mean, I did like Prince because first time I ever saw him, I think was like Saturday Night Live or the Midnight Special, and he comes on and he's wearing the platform heels, the fucking bikini briefs, and then the leather leopard print vest. And I was just like, man, this guy's got balls to fucking do this shit, And I was like, that cinched it for me. I thought, man, he's fucking punk as fuck. So that's, and it was like, that's, good for me. And when he put out Controversy and Dirty Mind, those two albums, are just fucking amazing. So, that was it for me, I mean, I do like, Michael Jackson, but of course I was a huge Jackson 5 fan when I was a little kid, running through the jungles of Vietnam on my own, and stuff. Oh, wait, was that me? I don't remember. All right, well, enough of that. We should get the show started and everything. And Ashton Luck has driven his van into the chat, so I am, I'm glad to see him and stuff. So he's here to save the day from the death gay and all that good stuff. That's another thing we try not to mention, but it just seems to happen. As I say, better than Deaf Way, and stuff. So there we go. Yep, same year as Bowie. Bowie was fucking great too. But yeah, if everybody's ready, I'll give a 10 count and we'll go from there. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, Quattro, Trace, Dos, Uno, Nuevo, Pinche Cabron, enchiladas, pork camarón, tacos con carne, tuna subs, and basically just don't get any blood in your popcorn. Press play, bitches. Walter Kent presents some bullshit. Blood. That's such a great, like, just title card the way it is. John Wallowich. That's somebody that Rosie would probably kick in the nuts, you know, because of the Uno, dos, tres, Susie Quat. Absolutely. We're stumbling, you know.
I was just going to put that.
You know, even when I was a kid, I just always thought that song was about drinking, you know, and she was drunk, you know. She's getting kind of a renaissance now, which I think is pretty kind of cool.
You know, I listen to Yacht Rock all the time, and that plays all the time on Yacht Rock. Stumbling in.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's interesting.
These guys look like they just got off a casting call for Clockwork Orange, don't they?
Yeah, or like Sherlock Holmes or something.
Yeah.
But knowing Milligan, it would be like Sherlock John Holmes, you know. So, yeah. I've watched like the first. Well, actually, I did watch this most of the way through, but like usually, like if I'm not doing a stream and at night and I'm kind of watching something after I've watched, you know, other stuff, I start to like nod off, and I missed about half of this because I woke up at one point and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck's going on here? You know, so but this beginning, this guy's Orlovsky or whatever the fuck his name is, he's a real asshole to this guy, but then this guy's kind of like a real prissy bastard, kind of like old Death Ray and shit, you know, so.
Now, Texas, were these these movies like ready available for you when you were a kid? Because I'd never even heard of this guy.
You know, I mean, I had heard of some of his films and kind of heard of him, but it was something that I never actually explored. And then, like on Facebook, I belong to the Psychotronic Films group, because there used to be in the late 80s through the 90s, early 2000s, there was this great magazine that was put out by this guy, Michael J. Weldon, who it was called the Psychotronic Film Magazine, but he had actually put out 2 volumes of the Psychotronic Movie Encyclopedia, and it's all reviews of like all his movies. And the funny thing is, I mean, he even reviews like E.T., you know, so it's sort of funny, but it's mainly like a lot of obscure things. And I'm sure that they were in there and stuff, but he'd have like interviews with like Tura Satana from Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. I mean, his stuff was great. He owned like, I guess, a video store in New York or something like that, and he at one point was in a band. I think they were from Ohio, where Pere Ubu was from, and a few other bands. But he played drums in a band at that time in like the mid 70s, a band called the Electric Eels. And they weren't half bad. They're pretty decent. And so that's how I kind of like found out about a lot of stuff. Plus, when I lived in, when I was living in San Francisco, there was a publishing company. Originally, this guy put out, books, but he created his own publishing company called Research, like RE/search, and he did a book called it was what was it about it was called Incredibly Strange Films, which was where the British TV show took their name from, and they were interviewing. They interviewed Russ Meyer, they interviewed Ray Dennis Steckler, Doris Wishman, John Waters, Herschel Gordon Lewis, and these were all directors that I liked, and they were those books were amazing. He had a book called Pranks where he had interviewed these different people on pranks that they had pulled or things they knew about, like, oh yeah, this is wonderful. This woman here, I wouldn't want to wake up and find that thing next to me. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I really thought that book was amazing. He had Jello Biafra in it from the Dead Kennedys, and he had this guy Boyd Rice who pulled some actually really good pranks, but the guy was a real fucking piece of shit. It turned out later he was living with Vail, the guy that owned the books and the publishing company, and ripped him off for a bunch of rent and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
wow.
and plus there were some other things that I don't like to talk about, because the guy, a lot of his ideals, he kind of was an underlying like Nazi. Nobody knew that till like later. He's a real fucking piece of shit. Try to equate himself as like a fucking Satanist and a Nazi at the same time, and I'm just like, yeah, that really mixes well. Why don't you join the Death Gay parade? That's what I tell him now. I don't even know where he is. I don't give a fuck. Oh, there you go, Kenny. There's they're pulling the innards out of chicken and stuff. How's your leg? It isn't getting any better. Well, neither is mine. Juan crossing waters. Yeah. Be careful, Tom, when you talk to Russell, because he throws so many curveballs, people don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Exactly. You're right. Only in America, I heard something this weekend, but I can't tell you guys because it's just too fucking horrible to talk about. Well, not for me, but something called charioting. And I told Alan about it today, and he was just sort of like, Jesus Christ. And I'm like, yes, exactly. So yeah, nothing I really want to talk about on my stream. Yeah. I can tell you later, Kenny, and I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Okay.
Everything he's talking. Well, I do too, Rosie. I just sort of like to, flutter around and goof on him. He knows that. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
But he did mention "Kiss Me Deadly" as per the Lita Ford thing, but that was also the name of the Last Generation X album. So yeah, everybody needs to know that. Write that down on your list. No, I'm just kidding. The one thing that Ashton, should go and tell old Deathgate is that you just made the list.
Jericho.
Goddamn, so many people are on my fucking list. It's absolutely fucking crazy.
The
Yeah,
list that was funny.
see, Alan knows exactly what I'm talking about because he put the two hands up and everything. Dinner will be ready in a few moments. Carlotta is getting a rim job. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, the wrong film. This guy actually, this Orlovsky guy, I forget what they said his real name was or whatever. This guy actually does have, the Superman good looks. I'm surprised that he, as far as I know, I have to find out if he got any good, shots in other movies or something. Now the other dude, with the fucking beard, he looks like he'd be like a serial killer in somebody's Midwestern family or some shit. Yeah, put those big fucking celery stick fucking things on the table. And he's gonna take this fucking raw chicken and put that on the table. What the fuck is that about? I mean, seriously, that's what he does. He puts a raw fucking chicken on the dinner table. Fire burn, fire hurt. That is true, Tom. I mean, well, actually, starting in about late 60s, going through there, especially in California, you had like about 3 or 4 going at the same time.
You did?
Well, you knew that, Juno. You were out there hanging in those vans, murdering kids and shit. Oh wait, you weren't born yet.
I wasn't hanging out with the magician.
You had the Hillside Strangler, and then you had the Trash Bag Killer, and a few other fucking bozos.
The Marilyn Herrick killer.
You had that stupid fuck Rodney Akala. Well, they called him the dating game killer, but he never killed anybody from the dating game. He just made an appearance on there. The girl that he won the fucking thing, and she's like, I don't want to go out with this guy, and they said you don't have to. So But that guy was a real dumb fuck.
Piece of shit too.
Dean Coral, actually, he was from here, and he was fucking, a lot of those guys were fucked up. There was a guy here that killed his own son on Halloween by poisoning a pixie stick and shit. And like this motherfucker thought he wasn't gonna fucking get caught or something.
Well, that's horrific. Good.
Oh, it was horrible. I mean, because I was. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
just was gonna say I was like 9 years old when that shit happened.
Yeah, because that motherfucker they put to death right away after they sentenced him.
I mean, there's like, so many, just
like like you were saying about the dating game guy, he was supposed to die in death penalty, but he fucking died of some illness, which is bullshit.
Well, but that's
Like why?
because
Like as a appeal or some shit.
California, got rid of the fucking death penalty and stuff.
Fucking chicken shit.
I mean, there in that deal where I was telling you about Hillside Strangler and some of those others, there was a fucking couple that were, I don't remember if they were married or boyfriend or girlfriend, but this fuck, they were kidnapping. They kidnapped these two girls that were hitchhikers, and I'm not going to go on about what they did, but there was some like prostitute they picked up, decapitated her, put her body in a fucking big old dumpster behind a fucking Sizzler restaurant. He took the fucking head home, and he's fucking filleting himself with the fucking head, keeping it in the freezer. And then, I mean, and I'm not laughing because it's funny. I mean, it's just you hear this shit and you're like shocked as fuck. Well, anyway, so finally, the girlfriend told him to get rid of the head. He puts this shit in a box, drives down the road, puts it in front of somebody's like back driveway. So this person, they drive up to their place, the fucking box, they can't pull into their parking space, get out. There's a goddamn human head, and it's like,
Oh my God.
well, surprise, have a nice day. Fucking people, man.
I remember the big one when I was a kid. You'll remember this too, Texas. Gary Gilmore.
Yep.
That was like basically Cronkite every it seemed like every night if something was on about that trial.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of just ridiculous fucks out there.
Richard Ramirez, he's a sick fuck.
Richard Ramirez, that documentary on him on Netflix is absolutely fucking hysterical when they, catch his ass, where he's on a fucking public bus, and then, he's right in front of a convenience store where they have the newspapers hanging out, and he's on there. His picture is on the fucking newspaper, and so then, people are noticing him on the bus and going, "Oh fuck, look, it's him." He gets off the bus, he tries to fucking carjack somebody, and they basically punch his ass. He can't get the car, and then everybody's just running after him down the street, and that's how they caught him. I thought that was one of the most fucking great things. So here we have this woman jabbing this one other woman with this needle and stuff, and they have some kind of abnormality each one of them.
I'm glad.
Eternity is our punishment. Shut the fuck up. you know. Yeah, just you wait. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on?
If you take away like the sutures and stuff like this kind of looks like an episode of Dark Shadows.
Yeah, kind of. He probably sort of based it off of that shit.
Yeah.
We have no soul. Come on, let's go to bed. Okay. That's the perfect thing that I'm gonna say, to Moonbeam some night, you have no soul. Let's go to bed. What the fuck? And now a word from our sponsor, Prozac. Ah. Oh yeah, I heard about that deal in Belgium. I think they've done a couple of documentaries on that shit. Friggin', Russell says it's nice to see you live, Kenny. Well, I would hope
Oh,
it
thanks.
would be nice because I wouldn't want to see him dead.
Yeah, neither would I.
Yes, let's go to sleep. Turn this, fucking lamp off, and then, you know. Go to sleep, you goddamn energy vampire. I just feel like making a meatloaf. I can't,
That sounds like a good meal.
Right. Wow, she's getting all pissed, thinking that he wants to bang some other broad and stuff. I hate you. When she was just saying she loved him. Go to hell. We're there already. Yeah.
How much more? 1 minute. They need more than we can supply. We can't get any more than usual from.
Oh, they're using Carlotta as a blood dumpster or something.
No, it's out of the question. Where? Perhaps another kind of. Oh.
Hey, make me a Coke float while you're at it. No, Tom, this was not a TV movie. None of his movies, I think, were ever, on TV, unless you were, lucky to see it like in the late, or not late 80s, early 80s, late 70s. Kenny, I saw fucking Sisters like at 2 or 3 in the morning, like when I was a fucking freshman in high school.
Did you really? Wow.
Yeah, my mom had gone out with some people from her office or something. She had a bigger bed, comfortable bed, and a TV in her room. So, I just go in there and, lay down. And then when she got home, I'd get up and go to my bed. And I remember I passed out and I woke up right at that scene where that fucking dude gets the scissors in his fucking nutsack, And I was like, geez, and it wasn't even cut or anything. I'm like, fucking A, what the hell am I watching, We have to burn it before it grows legs. Jesus Christ. Here you go, Juno. Here's some carnage for you that gets, the usual Milligan treatment of faded out, stuff.
Got the carnage.
At least he's not flipping the fucking camera in the air like he normally did,
This is some serious carnage.
And then this guy here looking like fucking Ben Franklin, but he's playing almost like a Willy Wonka-esque character as a doctor, It's like Jesus Christ. Prudence climb her towers.
You must have come to work after my life.
What's that?
1870.
Started work the following year.
You must be familiar with my affairs. My relationship with Mr. Booth, the executor of my father's estate.
It's funny, old Jimbo Jack used to have a doctor named Mr. Root or Dr. Root.
So I tell him that
I'm surprised your husband approves of your
you're not married.
Meatloaf bowed out of Heller.
Tom, you'd be surprised how many people would go to pay to see this back then, because this was like experimental theater back then.
Yeah, this was shown, Tom, in what they would call grindhouses. So, like, these places would start early and they'd show, like movies all the way, probably starting at like 7, 8 in the morning and going all the way till probably about 4 or 5, So, yeah, it was just like tickets were cheap and, people would stay there all day, bums would go in there and sleep probably,
Yeah, that's another thing you have to remember. In the 70s, they just kept on running the movie. I mean,
Yep.
I remember when I went to see Star Wars in 77 in there, me and my brother, my mom was shopping in, there was a Cineplex um, where I lived in Philly at the time. And there was 2 theaters. One was playing Star Wars. The other one was playing Grease. I'll never forget this. And my mom goes, "Make sure you boys are in the Star Wars one, because we liked Grease too." So we seen Star Wars twice that weekend, because it was like there was like nobody in there, and they just kept on replaying the movie. There was no ads, in the beginning. They just played the theater.
By my old apartment before I moved into this one, just like I could walk to the theater. There was like a 30, cinema, AMC there.
Oh, that's nice.
And what I would do is I'd fucking, buy admission to like one movie, and then I'd look up on my phone Fandango. It would tell you what fucking number the movie was in. So we would go into the next movie,
Bathroom?
especially if it was down the same hall, because it was a weird place. It was like they had you walk in, and then you pay for your ticket, walk in, and then you have 4 big cinemas on the side, and then a huge concession stand. They used to have smaller concession stands on each side, but if you went down to one of those halls, they they didn't have the concession stands anymore. They were still there, but you didn't have to switch. You try to find a movie on the same hallway, but we'd still get away with it and stuff.
Yeah, I think at that point they were just very happy to have people in there.
Yeah,
they
probably.
they didn't really care. Because we would go in, especially when it was like raining, like on the weekends, and instead of renting movies, Mom goes, "You want to spend the whole day at the theater?" We're like, "Yeah." So we pay for the first one, and then go to the bathroom, and then sneak into another one, and then, "How do you guys feel?" "Oh, there's a knife." And then we'd sneak in, and we would get home at like 9:00 at night.
I don't, now I belong to that, whatever the fuck star thing they call it. So, I just wish I had a closer, they closed that one theater down, and I wish I had a closer one, to me, but I want, I can see up to 4 movies for free a week. I just need to get out there and go,
That's great.
Yeah. So Why did the farmer win an award? He was outstanding in his field. Yeah, that's true. Field of feet, you know.
And it's a shame now with that service that we have. I could just pop it on and I can watch it on my TV. So if I just wait a couple weeks for it to come out, you know,
Right. I watched
because
this movie last night on Netflix called Stone Fox. Had Keith Sutherland in it, and that Karen Shipka girl, and Jessica Ritter was in it. It was good, but it wasn't great. I was like, the trailer made it look better than it was, but
right.
it was all right. And then I saw that movie Psycho Killer. It was really good up until the last fucking act, and it was a piece of shit, you know. Had this nut job that was doing all these like supposed satanic killings, and then he decides at the end he's going to blow up 3 Mile Island. It's like, what? You know,
Yeah, the
the
bride
farmer
is
did the
the
job.
bride is now on our site too, Texas.
The Ride.
The bride.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I just checked it today because Jim had told me a way to watch it, and I was like, well, my internet browser on my TV. So because before I was just grabbing my phone and watching it on my phone.
Yeah, It's Alive was a pretty decent movie. Shit, they made 3 of them. Scared the fuck out of people back then. Fucking killer baby with fangs and shit. But still, nothing beats Teeth, you know.
Yeah, the Pillow Pants movie.
You know, the vaginal.
Was that Dick Shark movie that Mr. Dan was talking about?
I've never seen that. No, I'm talking
I've
about.
never seen it either. I just heard he was talking about that because we brought it up today.
But you know, Teeth. This is unfortunately a bootleg, but I mean, you know, you got a vagina with teeth. Woo, woo.
Oh wow!
Like when a vagina becomes a fucking Venus flytrap.
That's called Teeth?
Yeah, you never seen this?
No.
Oh, this is fucking fantastic. It's like it's like these people are living in this fucking trailer park, and it's almost the same scenario as the children. Like some kind of nuclear bullshit goes over while, you know, they're fucking swimming in a kiddie pool, and then years later, you know.
What year was it, Texas?
This came out. Fuck, when did this come? It was early '90s. Fuck, 2008.
Jess Whitaker.
Yeah, Jess Wexler. Yeah,
Wexler. I'm sorry. Okay,
that's all right.
Oh, it's on Tubi. Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
I will watch and I will report back to you too.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Tubi, not a sponsor. I like it. I mean, you know, like this girl I was dating at the time, she's all like, hey, that was stupid. And I said, you wish you had the fucking capability to do that. You know? Chomp my fucking Johnson in mid-coitus, you know? Fuck. Uh-oh.
It's made by Dimensions.
Don't touch it. It's contagious.
Yeah, Rosalie, Amber Heard turns 40 tomorrow too.
Yeah. She's lucky that she's seen another fucking, you know, year, you know. Well, this thing is, Tom, like she grows a set of teeth and she didn't even know anything, about it. And then finally this guy coerces her into sex, which was his first and last mistake. So yeah, this old sailor goof thinks he's in love with this woman and stuff, and he's staying at the Seaman's Hotel. I don't know if they clean the sheets or the pillowcases there, but yeah, they should have something, flashed on the screen that would say, "It's a trap," It's just like, yeah, you can't leave that there. Someone will see it. Look, bitch, I'll leave it wherever the fuck I want. She bitch. Donnie's back her off. I wonder if people actually do say to Johnny Depp, "Hey, Johnny, come lately?" He's probably like old Sparrow. What the fuck are you talking about?
I live here. This is my home.
What did you want to talk to me about?
About your sister.
Yes, told me that. What about
What did dentists call their X-rays? Toothpicks. Yeah, exactly what they are. Yeah, what did she tell you about me? Nothing. She must have told you something. Well, she said you are a slut. And you don't know how to bake brownies, and you're a bitch. I don't know. Something. That was a good one, Chester. I like that.
Then we can be friends. Why? Strong hands you have.
What strong hands you have? Yeah, it's like what are you gonna talk like? He's in a fucking nursery rhyme or some shit.
What about?
something my sister said? What about the
Oh, then don't worry about that. You get over that.
what is
And let him do it.
it's great? He had the same thing wrong with his legs that my sister has with hers.
Oh yeah, Orlando. That's the guy. Well, they didn't call him it, but they might as well have called him Stumpy.
How long has it been?
Uncle X-Ray. That's right.
People change. Harry has changed a lot. She lies. I've heard it.
You don't like my sister.
I say that.
Oh, but you
Yes, you implied that you didn't like her.
Harry has a
Excuse me for a second. Alexa off.
Yeah, tell that bitch to shut up, Kenny.
I had it on listening to the last of the Phillies game, but
Oh, okay.
they have like a never-ending post-game show.
I thought you were listening to ABBA.
Oh no. Oh, and that song that I was trying to think of was "Winner Takes It All" by ABBA.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't think of it, but they sing that song on there too. But you gotta give that one a watch, because especially if you like fine food.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Trip. They made several of those movies.
Yeah, they made
Oh
five.
man, there we go, Juno. You get a good shot of that guy's fucking head and everything there.
That's some serious carnage that Jim Ross was saying.
It's funny because they use this bit of music in most of his like films when there's a big like disaster thing coming up. Oh, and there she's putting on her big oversized black Giallo gloves there. This is gonna disfigure him with some of that acid.
Hey, mister.
Were you addressing me, man?
No.
Oh, how do you know?
Tell me they're not.
No.
He went out about 2 hours ago.
That means someone's home. Excuse me.
You know him?
I would hardly be going there if I didn't know them, would I?
There's something fishy about him.
Why do you say that?
There's something strange going on. You see that house down there? The one with the shingle roof?
Yes.
They got some of their things missing.
What sort of thing?
Their chickens are missing. And 2 nights ago it was a rabbit.
Well, what's that? You're not.
Stephanie? Orla? Foreigners, ain't they?
this old bitch right here. It's like, what?
Now that makes sense. Ivy's playing around with some of the.
See, if they remade this, they'd have Kathy Bates for this part.
You must excuse me. I have many things.
Yo, Abba Gabba, exactly.
We don't want no foreigners in our neighborhood. Don't need no toxic experiment. You know that there.
She's lucky that somebody doesn't come down there with a fucking axe and cut her fucking head off. Avon calling. Yeah, on the subs it says light knocking. Bullshit. Kick the door in there, Mr. Bowler Hat. You know. It almost looks like he's entering a fun house the way all this shit's all crooked and stuff.
Chester needs a timestamp, Texas.
All right. $42.02.
What else?
He just said the door was ajar. I've never seen a door be ajar. I mean, is that like some kind of magical shit where a door just turns into a jar? I mean, I've never even seen, a door turn into a fucking, chair, I mean, Juno practices voodoo sometimes, but I don't think he's ever turned a door into a jar, That's really none of your business. See, he says is Dr. Orloff there, but then, maybe they kept saying she. I guess they're talking about the chick with the fucked up leg, or one of them.
Want anything else?
Oh, he's wearing his Giallo gloves too.
Orlando. There is a gentleman.
Jar Jar Brink security. That's absolutely right.
This is Carla. I'm Karen.
Yeah, there's something definitely in the air there. She keeps sniffing and stuff. It smells like Lady Gaga was here.
I could smell it too.
She keeps saying Terry, and then they could have like fucking, somebody fucking edits in, Sissy Spacek, blowing shit up. Oh yeah, this is a lovely, lovely part. She's hangry, so she's gonna kill this mouse here. Clunk. Just love how he always takes everything out of focus, and it's like, dude, you just fucking show her eat the fucking thing. How much time did they spend making this movie? I don't know.
Couple
He
days.
made his movies pretty quick. We need another Lady in the Tramp stamp. All right. 4621.
Well, I know once before he died, it was a serious
Russell, you can actually get signed copies of the Masturbating Gunman off of Severin.
Is that right? That's a
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't seen that or the Sinful Dwarf, which appears to be one of Russell's favorites. Well, you're welcome. See, Russell, he always starts his streams way the fuck early before we even start. It's just like, "Yep."
See you, Russell.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't sure. I thought you were just messing around, Rosie, but I thought, well, maybe she does need one. I like her fucking silver looking hat. Almost looks like she's wearing a cake pan on her.
state of it. And I wish I had been fortunate enough to live too long.
Look, I know your wife's a tramp, but it doesn't fucking matter. Leave me alone.
Father was also we arranged that. Both my wife and I have been married strictly and before I can't tell you anymore. Please.
It looks more like a student movie. Well, I mean, his movies, he really, I mean, he started out using like one camera and doing crazy shit, like in his films. And then as it, you know, as years passed, he got, better equipment and things like that. I mean, there's people that'll say, well, he may be bottom of the barrel, but he was under the barrel or some shit, so,
We're in the barrel.
yeah, right. But I mean, some of these, yeah, some of them are like, oh God, but then there's others that it's just like, wow, this is such, great trash, it's really good.
So, thing on these properties. What you doing here this time of evening? Visiting hours are long. Get out of here or I call the police.
What a shitty Cajun accent, that was a pretty good one.
What told them? Someone. This one.
You know whose grave this is?
That's all my house.
And so do I.
Who are you?
My name is Orlovsky, Dr. Lawrence Orlovsky.
No, you mean Talbot. You are
No.
Oh, Lawrence Talbot, isn't that the Shadow?
Then you must go.
The shadow knows.
Does she know?
No.
Then you must go. Immediately. There'll be a full moon tonight. Go. Get out of here. Run, Calvin! Run!
Larry Talbot, that's the Wolf Man.
Wolfman.
Oh, God.
Oh shit, where'd this motherfucker come from?
It happened, didn't it?
Yes,
How long was I under?
only about 10 minutes.
You forgot to check the calendar. Cupid. Cupid, where were you? The lawyer's office.
Did you go earlier?
Uh-oh. That's I don't know how to respond to that one, Tom.
I don't walk her in the night.
I always have sometimes weird post-apocalyptic dreams, like kind of like in Blade Runner, kind of, it's weird.
Really? Wow, that's cool.
Well, yeah, kind of, but I mean, I had this weird one last year where, there's this outlet mall or whatever on the street and everything's written in Chinese and shit like that. And it's a really kind of fucked up neighborhood. And then for some reason, I was with somebody in a car and I wasn't sure who. And we were kind of trying to hide. And I remember I'm laying in the back seat and then they got out and they left. And then at one point, I'm kind of looking around to make sure nobody tries to get in the car. And then they came back and it was my mom and she brought us Burger King. It was like, what the fuck?
Oh, wow.
I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, whenever I do have a dream with my mom, it's usually good, but still. Yeah, this guy gets his, legs ripped off and crucified to the wall. We had no choice, Oh yeah, that was the asshole guy, the realtor guy.
Almost enough. Bye-bye.
Yikes. You know. Thanks, Russell. Well, see, at least in your dreams, they're not, you know, like totally like, you know, bonkers. I mean, I have a lot of bonkers, you know, dreams. I've had dreams where I've had to get the hell out of Dodge and with some friends. We're driving, you know, somewhere, and then I remember once like somebody was chasing us. We're driving on this huge fucking highway, and I hate heights. And like all of a sudden, you know, there's no more fucking road, and I'm like, okay, we're all gonna die. And then you know, it's like the car is about to fall off, and then all of a sudden the shit starts flying, and I'm in a flying car. I like, and I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck was that? You know.
I believe I'm entitled to at least a week's pay, at least after 8 years of underpaid service.
Pay for being a traitor to me.
This isn't a sudden decision. I've been thinking about it for some time. I just had to make up my mind to do it, and this afternoon I did.
Or luck people. He didn't he?
It had nothing to do with it. I'm going to Canada. I've been offered a job.
Up, she's going to Canada. She's going to go visit Russell.
Excuse me, I'd like to go back.
Huh? Suppose I give you $1.
Yeah, dreams within a dream. That can be weird.
Little man. You are, you know. Very little man. I never realized until now just how much I really loathed you. Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of there, you fucking goofy hat wearing bastard. For a guy so old, he can sure, you know, get the fuck out of there pretty quickly. He just got slaughtered. There's that, you know, fake, you know, Cajun lady, you know.
Dr. Orlowski here. I'm going to play him. Sometimes you expect him. Sometimes it's what time this afternoon? I really have no idea. The woman he met in
You ever see this, Kenny or Juno? Sugar Hill.
Mm-mm.
It's a good blaxploitation one about this woman who her lover gets killed by the mob, and so then she calls upon this voodoo high priest to take him out, you know, and stuff. And she gets all these powers. It's pretty good.
Check that one out.
that will be okay. We're asking you about this test. That will be okay. So, perhaps I can help you. Very interesting. Get to the point. Help you? It depends upon what you have to say. Yes. But we can't in the living room.
That also is on Tubi too.
Oh, it is? Okay. There you go. Not a sponsor.
Not a
Yeah.
sponsor. You could do that one week, Texas, if you wanted to.
Yeah. You know, it's like I don't know. I always kind of want everybody to get to see shit ad free. I know that there's some deal you can get. I don't know who has it or how it works to get Tubi without commercials. But
Oh,
uh,
okay, yeah,
but I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, if that's really our only way to see it.
right. See, I don't mind the commercials because, like I said, men of our age, we have to go to the bathroom. So,
Well, no, my thing is that it's because it's so weird. So, like, say you'll be watching, about 20 minutes of the movie, you'll hit a commercial, it'll hit 25 for me, and then I have a commercial. So that's kind of the thing that
oh,
pisses
okay.
me off,
I,
that nobody gets the commercials at the same time.
I didn't realize that. I thought they were all playing the same.
No,
Gotcha.
not all the time. Guy snorting rails from a mirror got paranoid his reflection was stealing the coke. I think I've known a few people like that, Rosie. I wonder if Lust in the Dust is playing on Tubi.
Let's check it out.
What can I do? Much better for that game than you are.
Yep, it is.
Ah, nice.
Imagine what would happen if
Yeah, Divine was awesome. Nice, Chester. That's cool.
you just can't be. You're up in my bedroom. Can I ask a question of you? Of course. You happen to know where this creepy story is? Yes, I took her home last night. I couldn't even go with your husband. Last night? For the phone call? Yes. Now, where does she live? 149 Crescent Avenue. They're here. Downstairs all over me.
It's a trap, bitch.
Oh, no, it's not true. You didn't know, did you, that my
Take away the medicines and our syrups. I must throw the flowers. I'll change. Decorate this again. That's all back to you. Tina!
Oh, the bitch is gonna go in for the kill. Those teeth are so fucking bad because you can tell they're just the plastic fucking, you know.
Where were you? We don't have time to play games. We're leaving immediately. We just have enough time to get the boat.
I'm not going.
Oh, yes, you are.
I see you're all packed. Where are my plans? Oh, no, you're not.
You're completely out of control.
I'll die without you. Fine.
You're out of your mind.
Won't do you any good. He's gone.
What are you raving about now?
His tower. I killed him.
How did you know? Gotta get out of here. Gravity Orlando. Set fire to the plants immediately. Destroy them completely. Remember, the fire must look like an accident.
No! Do not do.
You know, you better listen to me. You better leave here if we're going to survive. Our only chance is back in Europe.
Come on to your little scheme. Over there. Tell me by not supplying me with enough serum so you can live together. I won't let you. It won't work.
You're wrong. I won't desert you. I wouldn't leave you after all these years.
There's a good one, Kenny, with it was by Paul Naschy. It was like the werewolf versus the vampire woman. It was pretty good.
Okay. I watched one. It was so funny. It was called Dracula versus Billy the Kid.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I have all the papers right here. I can just stop there. Baron von Frankenstein. Really?
So then you have the next monster moving in, you know, and stuff. Oh, I don't think this one was underwhelming. I mean, Carnage was pretty much kind of underwhelming, but Juno loves it because he loves Carnage and stuff like that. But you know, I still haven't watched this fucking Toga Party, which is on here. I have no clue what the fuck that is. I'm afraid, you know. It has something here where it says The 70s were tough for William Michigan Motion Pictures. The company would often try to reap as much profit from their tepid offerings by making titles available in RX and XXX versions. It says Hot Times became the hotter, my erotic fantasies, while the slasher did the rounds as penetration. This practice is not unheard of in the exploitation world in an effort to squeeze every possible cent off films which failed to find an audience the first time around. Another example is the sexing up of 1977's musical comedy mess, Pelvis. Andy Milligan was hired to shoot inserts for a new version. They cash in on body comedies like Animal House and The Cult of Rocky Horror. In late 1979, under the title Toga Party, a disastrous screening occurred where cast members outraged at the inserts wreaked havoc in the theater. This was the final nail in its coffin, and the film disappeared into obscurity. Oh God, So, oh shit, it's a full-length fucking movie too. Well, I will have to check that out then and see what the fuck that's about. Holy taco, as Juno would say.
Yep.
Well, I wanted to kind of go for a short one tonight, Tom, because we had already done a live stream earlier for a couple hours, so I thought, well, this would be kind of fitting, but it's fun for what it is. I mean, I'm not saying that his movies are fucking masterpieces, but I enjoy them anyway, It's like, how people like looking at car wrecks sometimes,
Yeah, that one wasn't that bad. I gave it 2 out. I gave it 2 out of 5.
Well, there you go.
How about you, Jonah? What do you think?
2 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
I kind of prefer Carnage more.
Carnage is good, except that it just kind of runs a little long, but the effects in it are just fucking hilarious.
Yeah. It was different.
Yeah,
I mean, he tried something different. Like, it wasn't like, because then like somebody said like, oh, he had to calm down on or something to make it like with the haunted house kind of shit. Because it's more like a haunted house movie.
Yeah, it is more like a haunted house flick and stuff like that. Tonight when, we were talking about our, not our picks, but our last, bit of, our choices for, whatever. I really wish somebody was showing fucking Secret Lives of Bill Bartell so we could all watch that together. There's a story I have to tell Sean, though, about I don't know if you've seen the Billy Idol documentary, Billy Idol Should Be Dead. Have you seen that yet, Kenny?
No, is it any good?
Oh, I love it. I thought it was really good, but there's a really funny story that's related to Bill, but they don't say it in the fucking in the Billy Idol documentary. But he's sort of kind of in his own way, he got Billy Idol to sign with Bill Aucoin, Kiss's manager, and that's how his solo career took off. They don't mention him by name, but the deal was that he like really liked Generation X, and he when he met Bill Aucoin, he said, "Look, there's this fucking band, Generation X. You should sign them." And so he says, "Well, you got to bring him over here to the States so I can see him." So he tried to concoct a plan to fucking kidnap him and bring him over here to New York.
Oh man,
And
that's
then
crazy.
and so then what happened though was that the band broke up. But then Billy Idol, he was told, well, Bill Aucoin wants to meet you. So then he moved to New York, and then that's how all that happened, But see, Bill always had these weird fucking things where he would do things that nobody knew that it was him, but it would be related to him in some fucking way, because even Allison Anders, the director, she said, you know, anything that you like, whether it's it might be a movie or music or something, she goes, I'm being honest. There's going to be something somewhere that's related to Bill that he did to bring, put this in everybody's heads, and stuff like that, So it's funny as hell. It's me, Billy Midal. Yeah, that would be McRae. That would be his sequel of a sequel to the prequel of the sequel that was the other sequel of that sequel. It's me, Billy Midal. I wonder if like he wakes up sometimes and goes, "Did I actually make a fucking movie?" Two, for that matter. So yeah, there you go.
If you like Bill Maher, he was on Bill Maher's podcast.
Who was that?
Billy Idol.
Oh, okay.
He was really funny and charming. He goes, I think there's like 3 years in the '80s I missed, and Bill Maher goes, only 3.
Yeah, he was supposed to play in the Doors to be the deal, but it was after he fucking had his motorcycle accident, and so then he still got cast by Oliver Stone, but he played like a roadie or something, And then this is what really gets me. He was actually supposed to be in Terminator 2 to play the Robert Patrick role, but he couldn't run because his leg was all fucked up,
Oh wow!
So he was like, well, I can't do that and everything, And what's even weirder was he was supposed to be in some sort of vampire flick, which I think it almost sounded to me like the beginnings of maybe
Carpenter's Vampires.
Fucking, the one that everybody loves, the Lost Boys.
Oh, really? Wow.
Well, it was never named, but the thing was, he had gotten together with some guy, some director, and they were, he was all ready to do this movie, and it was about like, a thing of vampires. It just sounded similar from the idea, like in the movie they talk about it. But then the thing was, Aucoin, real brazen motherfucker, decided to steal the script and say, I'm going to make this movie on my own. And then like the dude that was going to direct the thing was so pissed off, he told Billy Idol, and the guy that says it, I forget who it was, but it was the absolute truth. He says, "You'll never work in this town again." He goes, he used that line on him and shit. And I thought that was fucking hilarious. Yeah, that's right. They cast Michael Madsen in the role that he was supposed to be in. They talk about that, and they actually show a scene. But yeah, they actually show some audition footage he did about Terminator 2, but he was just like, no, I can't do this. I can't run, because they needed him to like run in all those scenes and everything, but his leg was all fucked up. So but see, there's another Tom Baker, are you sure you're not one of these Tom Bakers? Will the real Tom Baker stand up,
Please stand up. Please stand up.
But yeah, I mean, the documentary is like fascinating. I mean, he's lucky he's fucking alive, you know, and stuff. But yeah, thanks, you know, everybody for coming out tonight. You know, I appreciate it. You know, thank you, Chester and Rosie and Ashton and Brooke, and a big old shout out to Z and you know, Chester, of course, and you know Russell for hanging out, and Mr. Tom Baker for hanging out, and thank you, Kenny, for hanging out with us.
No problem. I enjoyed it. Anytime you invite me, I am here.
All right, and Chester, you know, like I said 3 times, but you got to give Chester's the goat, so he can be mentioned like 1,000, you know, times. Well, see, Tom Baker says that Tom Baker was Jim's friend, but see, which Tom Baker was it? See that I still, you know, I'm just kidding, you know, you know. Everybody has to get used to my humor, you know, if nobody, you know, knows me and stuff like that. Well, Chester, you're the man, you know. And anyway, I'm just glad, you know, everybody, you know, sticks with me and stuff. And like I said, you know, I mean, I wouldn't do this if it wasn't, you know, for you guys. Because it ain't about me. It's about the familia. And of course, Juno, you know, don't think that I don't appreciate Juno. You know, one of these days he's going to wear an elf hat, though. I'm going to make sure that he does. And all that, you know. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here before the witching hour for you guys and all that. Well, at least on your side. But, you know, if you guys got a little time to hang, you know, and all that. But we got anything going on Friday, Juno?
No, I'm taking a break for this week.
Okay, sounds good. Who knows? Oh, and Alan was hanging out. He probably hated the movie and he probably got the fuck out. But you know, he did say he was watching the Giants game, so maybe he was concentrating more on that.
Well, even if you hate the movie, you enjoy the company.
Right. And Jimbo Jack, he didn't even show up. You know, he like when we were on the other stream, he tried to call, and I sent him a text and said, "Hey, man, I'm on the stream." You know, but who knows? You know, boozing it up. I mean, it could be. You know, but you know, I've known the guy for good God, you know, almost, you know, at least 25 years. So I can't, you know, give him too much of a hard time, you know, and stuff. But yeah, I don't know what I've got going on next week. If I do anything, it'll probably be another Milligan, maybe. Might be the, you know, last one for a while because I know I need to change it up. I did get 3 the Hard Way also for, you know, my birthday. That's one of my all-time favorite blaxploitation films. So, you know, maybe I'll look into that. And who knows, you know. I need to really write a list because I come up with so many different things, and then it's like, I'm like, fuck, you know, what am I going to do this or that? Because I know I have to do Burial Ground with Dirk and Darren from Subjective Perspective Collective because they're like, let's do Burial Ground. And their insight into it, you know, will be really good, you know. You ever see that one, Kenny?
Mm-mm.
It's a great Italian zombie flick. really good. So that's one that's been on tap for a while.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. And then, there's also Juno Razor, which is, the Spanish version of Hellraiser.
Mm-hmm.
All right, kids. It's been fun. Thank you so much for hanging out with us to, watch this, Milligan trash, Apparently he used to love to call everybody babe, babe, babe. Oh, that'd be great, babe. Yeah. Hey, babe. Yeah. All right, babe. So yeah, babe, thanks for coming out, babe. So yeah, but we'll see you soon, babe. So, thank you, Chester, Rosie, Ashton, Brooke again. Shout out to Z again, Juno, Kenny, myself, Mr. Tom Baker in the TARDIS flying around. He says he's not Doctor Who or never watched Doctor Who, but I don't believe him. And then of course Russell, and I guess P. Rich was here earlier and all that stuff too. But yeah, it's always those damn enchiladas. So yeah, we'll see you all soon. Have a good night.
Night, everyone.
Everybody.